They bought a home with no money out of pocket. Stay tuned and I'll tell you how it was done. Hey, what's up guys? It's Sean Gerald in Charlotte, North Carolina with Sean Gerald Real Estate. I've got a story to tell and I'm going to call this one Give God the Glory. Back in the fall of 2018, I got a phone call from someone that I used to work with. And she told me a story about some friends of hers that had just moved to Charlotte and they wanted to buy a home. She gave me their contact information, so of course I gave them a call. As we started our consultation, the very first thing this family told me is that we're living in a hotel. We don't have any money for any kind of down payments or deposits, but we moved down here on faith because we believe that God led us here. And we also believe that you have been placed in our lives because you can get it done for us. Well, I'm listening to this conversation and I'm going through this consultation because, of course, I don't want to interject my negative mental attitude into this process, especially if they felt like God had ordained this move and the phone call. So I'm listening and I'm taking it all in and I'm starting to understand what they're looking for. And in my mind, I'm thinking, there's absolutely no way this is going to happen. But who am I to question God? And who am I to question their faith? So I proceeded. They had no money. They were living in a hotel room, nothing for a down payment, nothing for a deposit, but they did have something going for them. The husband had a really good job and so did the wife, and they both had excellent credit. Well, ironically, just the day before, I met a new lending partner, and this partner told me that she had a program with 100% financing if people met certain criteria. Well, I started thinking about that phone call and thinking about what it was that they told me their credit scores were. And I said, you know what? Let's just give it a shot, right? If we can get them 100% financing, at least that'll kill the down payment. Well, sure enough, got them on the phone and they were approved for it. They were eligible for the 100% financing, but we still had the issue of no money, right? So how are you going to put down a deposit on an existing home or a new home? Didn't know. But because they were acting in faith, I was going to act in faith as well. After all, I'm starting to see this miracle start to take shape, right? They got approved for this program I just heard about the day before. So I'm thinking, you know what? The stars are going to align and we're probably going to get this done. Just didn't know how. I got another phone call the following day from one of my builder partners. And she told me, Sean, I've got this home in this neighborhood, great schools. Here's the price point. Here's how many bedrooms. Well, guess what? It met the criteria perfectly for my buyers. I took them out to see the home. They absolutely loved it, but we still didn't have any money. I knew that if they applied with the builder's lender, they would get some closing costs from them, but that would eat away the 100% financing. So I had to find a way to get them closing costs. So I called the lender back up, told her who the builder was, and she told me something that floored me. I'm thinking to myself at that time, my God, this is getting ready to work. She told me that just a month before, she was actually on the list of preferred lenders for this builder. So I thought then, okay, I wonder if I can get this builder to honor giving them the closing costs because she just worked for them. They know her, they trust her, maybe they'll give it to her. I called the next day, asked my builder rep, hey, can we get this done? They called me back a day later and said, Sean, because it's that lender, we're gonna do it. They gave them the closing costs. So I called my buyer up and said, listen, we got closing costs, we got 100% financing, we just need money for the deposit. Well, unbeknownst to me at the time, they went and got a cash advance off of their credit card and they paid the deposit. All I knew was that the next day the wife called me and said, hey Sean, where do we go pay? They paid the deposit, went under contract, and they closed in December. Now here's the kicker. At the closing table, the builder said, you've got 100% financing, we've paid all your closing costs, we don't need your money. They gave them back their deposit that they paid for the earnest money to secure that home. They gave it back to him at the closing table. I had never seen that done before, and I haven't seen it happen again. All I can say again is give God the glory. I don't know what kind of faith these folks are operating with. What I do know is that it strengthened mine, and I knew from then on I would never ever tell anyone what they could or what they couldn't have. I saw a miracle happen for this family, and if it can happen for them, it can happen for you. I'm Sean Joe with Sean Joe Real Estate. Hope to hear from you soon. Hope y'all have a great day.